Good morning. I'm so excited to be here as well. It's been a long time and a long road since I lived on Sanibel. Any great motivational thought you have that is not put in writing, I will guarantee you, about 99.9% of the time will never materialize, will never manifest, will never come into existence. If the thought isn't put down, because what happens is when the thought comes in, it can be a great inspirational thought, you know, but we don't remember people like Einstein just keeping the thoughts here, do we? You know, if you say, I'm going to decrease my spending, there's going to be an amazing sale tomorrow. There's going to be the sale of the century on exactly what you need. That you've been waiting for a year. That you've decided not to buy, and now you're really glad you made that decision that you're going to decrease your debt because you're not going to buy it until you get the Sunday pay.
Yoga, it's very interesting. It's really moved into the mainstream in a lot of ways. Not everywhere, not every way. But I'm fascinated. I watch too much TV. That's one of my addictions. And one of the things I'm fascinated with is how yoga shows up in so many commercials now. Yoga has become iconic for health. Most of and the reason we've kind of gotten into thinking of it as a physical exercise is because that's kind of the entryway into the whole science of yoga. And especially in our culture, we're very physically oriented. There's always various fitness movements and youthful. Everybody wants to be younger, look younger, feel younger, and yoga certainly does that. And David mentioned the small ego, the I'm right, you're wrong. Yoga is about transcendence, about that transformation, about experiencing our spiritual essence.
But the title of my presentation is A Scary History of Food. And I think we can do it a little bit better. And I'm going to take you on kind of a journey of our food because honestly, we have our food with us longer. What we eat today is older than many of us, so we don't even realize for the most part what has changed in the history of food. How many of you, Brian, don't you raise your hand because I know where you are. How many of you do eat 8 servings of vegetables, 1 serving of starchy vegetables, and 2 servings of fruit a day? J.R. and Brian.
Only since I went to count.
Can I ask you a question? What makes up a serving?
A serving is a half a cup. So all they had to eat basically was a little bit of meat and a whole lot of vegetables. And guess what happened? Their death rate plummeted. In the middle of war.
About to leave her husband, and the shift of getting up in the morning and spending this time in this contemplative, deep spiritual space helped her to shift and to come to some awarenesses where she's staying. Those are pretty profound changes, aren't they? And this is when we find the one thing, no matter what it is for you, if you're willing to go through the resistance, that transformation that we just shared will happen for everyone.
The translation, the loose translation, is the light within me salutes the light within you. So it's a greeting that acknowledges our spiritual essence. And the single best tool that I know of to quieting the mind is your breath. The breath and the activity of the mind are intrinsically linked. As we slow the breath down, the mind quiets. Anyone who's fallen asleep next to someone or been next to someone as they're falling asleep, you know when they fall asleep because their breath changes so dramatically. So as you breathe in, feel the breath moving into the nostrils, down the throat, and down deep into the belly. And if there's any place in your body or in your mind that there's something that you'd like to let go of now's the time for that intention. Feel how your body rests against the floor. And if you can imagine releasing anything you're ready to let go of down into the floor, feel it just drain out of the body.
Okay, any thought whatsoever is fine. It's not a distraction for meditation at all. It's just an opportunity to come back to following the breath. So there's nothing that can distract us. Thought, it doesn't matter. A noise, it doesn't matter. There's nothing that can distract you from the meditation. So whenever you hear a sound outside of you or you think a thought, it's not like, oh, bad meditator. It's like, oh, thought. Oh, sound. let me go back to following my breath.